Okay, maybe we have a little time for the real Brexit. So up to now, the Great Britain is still in the European Union, so we can keep those models. In the future, as United Kingdom has to leave, maybe we will find a trick to hold those beautiful monuments, because they are interesting in terms of monument, but also by their meaning. And so maybe we'll put a border when you will leave Belgium. Now you are leaving the European Union and entering in the United Kingdom. That's a way to keep those monuments. And we just renovated last year, so it will be a nightmare to suppress them now.
Well, that would be a great shame. And of course, what we didn't realise that you've just told us off camera is that Mini Europe is actually EU. It's not just Europe, whereas the UK will obviously still be part of Europe, but maybe not the EU. So how do you decide that?
Since the beginning, we decided to show only the European Union. So it's not only Europe, because, for example, we have Ariane 5 and it's launching from Kourou. Kourou is in America, and maybe many people don't know that the European Union is broader than Europe. And for example, Cyprus is in Asia. La Réunion is in Africa. Ceuta and Melilla is also on the Moroccan coast. So the European Union is also outside Europe. Those anecdotes you can find in our book to learn a little more about the European Union.
So we're going to do our very best to keep the UK at least in Mini Europe, if not in the big Europe.
So for us it's interesting also because, okay, we can come here in Mini Europe just to discover, oh, Big Ben, that's nice, well done and so on. But behind the models, you can do another visit. Why those monuments are important for us. And for example, Europeans like democracy. And British people invented the democracy with two chambers. It's a standard for democracy. So that's why it's so interesting to keep houses of parliament. It's not just a parliament, houses of parliament. And so it's part of the democracy here in Mini Europe. We have different city halls, we have the Arc de Triomphe to show the way of the French way of thinking democracy with equality between people. We need to fight for democracy. You will see that with the Baltic chain. That's the fight in the Baltic countries against Soviet Union. So there are many different ways to visit Mini Europe.
So as well as being very beautiful, fantastic models, which you're going to tell me where they all come from in a moment, but it's also political and it's also visionary, as we like to think that the European Union is. Can you explain where these models are made?
So we made this model in different countries of the European Union because at the beginning it was such a world that it was impossible to do it only by one workshop. But this Big Ben was made in the Somerset. Dover Castle in England, I don't remember precisely well. Longleat House also, Bath also, Shakespeare House also.
So how about, did the French make the Eiffel Tower?
So the Eiffel Tower was made in Germany. So it's, but Pompidou was made by the model maker of the real architect model maker. So they did the first model for the architecture, and they made a bigger copy for us.
So you tried very, very hard to be as accurate as possible historically and by the size of the models in scale.
Yes, 1 to 25, it's important for us. So you can compare the piano boat behind you with Big Ben, the trains. At that time, people are sometimes really surprised how big are, for example, the piano boat compared to the Grand Place of Brussels. So the boat could not come on the Grand Place. It has nothing to do on the Grand Place either, but just to to surprise the people. Scale, the same scale, it's important.